Alright, looks like we are getting underway here with Little Maille versus Chooch. Both runners are getting very solid movement through this first room. Pretty much identical screens right now, a few pixels apart. Again, this first screen is mainly going to be about lag management. You're going to be mainly just trying to minimize the amount of sprites on screen in order to stop slowdown, in order to save time in your movement, while also minimizing dropped inputs, which happens during the slowdown. Sorry about that. Looks like we got the layout update. Looks like Chooch has a very slight lead here on Little Maille. Alright, Chooch getting out of there just a little bit ahead. It looks like about 2 seconds difference here. This is still definitely anyone's game. They're incredibly close, and the RNG in this level could play a small part in who's going to get out of here, but this level is mostly going to be about movement. Little Maille getting slightly better RNG on that refight, helping them save a second or so on Chooch's lead here. Now the runner is going for the curry kill, just heading straight up to the Lola Lala fight. Alright, Chooch heading in here. So far, not great patterns. Might go for the double hit here. Yep, they're going for it. Looks like they got it. Very tight double hit. You need to get pretty much exactly perfect platforming. If you get caught on a ledge or something, you're not going to get the hit. That definitely helps save them some time. So Chooch is heading out of that Lola Lala fight and heading into Floaty Islands here, slightly ahead of Maille. Alright, Floaty Islands here, one of the most difficult tracks in the run. It's just got a lot of sprites on screen pretty much at all times, especially with those cannons. They shoot out all those cannonballs and they lag the game quite a bit. And like we said, we're trying to avoid not only losing time to just slow down, but also dropping our inputs, which could possibly result in taking a lot of damage or even a death in some spots. See Chooch getting rid of some of the seeds there. That's good lag management. Those seeds lag the game quite a bit. They are now heading into the cave. Going for the little swag bounce there. Little Maille making their way through the cave as well. Also getting a little swag bounce for us. Chooch opting to take the curry. Definitely a safer strategy through this part. Allows you to get rid of enemies a little bit easier without taking damage. It does lag the game a bit and cause some slowdown, but it only loses a small amount of time through the boat section. Little Maille going or opting to not get the curry, saving a little bit of time on Chooch. Alright, Chooch heading into the Kabula fight here. Looks like they're opting to play pretty close. They have full health, so it makes sense. They have quite a bit of damage boosting they could do. They could damage boost pretty much the whole fight and not die, as long as they got consistent hits with full health. Little Maille, on the other hand, has a little bit lower health. They're often to play back in order to try to stay alive throughout the fight and not take any shots, especially from those triple shots. Last one was really close, but it did not hit them, and they are moving on to Bubbly Clouds. Chooch opting a damage boost through those Starfies there. Jumping through them can be incredibly difficult and precise and can lose a bit of time, so it's definitely a more consistent strat that's still pretty fast. Little Maille opting for an interesting setup there for the Starfie jump. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. It's very clean. Chooch making their way into this vertical horizontal room. Like I said this is a very difficult room. There's a lot of flying enemies all over the place, and their movement's pretty RNG. So you gotta be pretty careful and just kind of fly by the seat of your pants through this one. Little Maille making really good movement through this room as well, both going into the Cracko Jr. fight here. To add on to the chat conversation about Lolo and Lala, the Lolo Lala, the Adventures of Lolo NES games are like an interesting puzzle game. I played one yesterday for the first time, and it's pretty okay, if you ask me. If I'm gonna want to see Lolo or Lala, I'm gonna stick to a Kirby game. This one in particular. Alright, Chooch getting the graphic glitch, always fun to see. Going for that top row, it's a little bit safer and easier to get to when you get the graphic glitch. Lose a little bit of time just because you gotta go for those 2 more blocks, but loses maybe half a second, and looks really cool. And also, it's safer than just missing your spot in the wall completely. Alright, Chooch is heading into Cracko here. See if Cracko's gonna be nice to our runners today. Little Maille is also heading into Cracko. Cracko RNG here could really determine who's gonna come out on top. If Little Maille gets good RNG and Chooch gets average or not good RNG, Little Maille will be coming out first, for sure. It's really up to Cracko. Cracko seems to be liking Chooch a decent amount, giving them a pretty decent amount of waddle doos. A little bit better than average. Little Maille getting also a little bit better than average. If they can get out of this fight quickly, this should help them catch up, but looks like Cracko is not wanting that to happen. There we go, 2 waddle doos at the end. Both runners headed into Mount Deity, going into all of these refights. You saw all those bosses? Well, we're going to see them again. Got these little platforming sections in the beginning. Most of them are pretty easy. That one is very short. We'll see if either runners are going to get good patterns here with Lolo and Lala. See if we get any double hits. Got a good pattern there. Just missed the double hit, unfortunately. They were pretty far away from them when they started running. Chooch going for that double hit, but just missing it. Might get it here. Oh, just missed that one as well, unfortunately. Little Maille also missing their double hit they went for. Chooch heading into Wispy as Little Maille finishes up that Lolo Lala fight. Chooch getting a little bit of wind there in the beginning. Losing a little bit of time. See if Little Maille's gonna get wind. No wind for Maille, just apples. Hoping them catch up a teeny bit. Yep, no wind at all for Maille. Oh, nope, there it is. I lied. I spoke too soon. They're about even on RNG there for Wispy. And Chooch is heading into the Kaboolery fight. Little Maille getting the swag jump, going for a slightly faster strat. Probably saved them maybe a second or so in that room. They are slowly but surely catching up to Chooch. With just little tiny optimizations. Maille and Chooch both opted to play up close at first. Maille backing up a little bit in order to try to stay safe. But still getting out of there pretty quickly. Chooch and Maille both heading into Cracko now. Taking the same route, it seems, through these refights. Alright, well, whoever comes out on top after this is really up to Cracko. Whoever Cracko wants to come out on top will be. This is very close. Currently tied. Alright, and that puts Little Maille slightly in the lead. They have officially caught up completely. Little Maille is just barely ahead, getting Waddle Doos just slightly faster than Chooch. But neither of them getting bad RNG. Both getting pretty quick RNG. Alright, Little Maille is out of there, as is Chooch. They're both heading to the D2D. D2D RNG is really going to play a huge role in who is going to win this match. Right off the bat, Chooch getting better RNG and getting one hit in. Chooch has retaken their lead by 1 health on D2D. Both only at 3 health as well, so it would not be unheard of to see a death from either runner. Chooch has just a 1 health lead on D2D. They're tied up now. Chooch is getting incredible RNG here at the end. They've gotten a bunch of stars in a row. Little Maille got a few in a row, but it just wasn't enough to catch up to Chooch. Chooch finishing the race with an official SRL time of a 12:30, and Little Maille finishing with an official SRL time of, let's see here in a moment. There's their last hit. Their official SRL time is 13:03. It looks like Little Maille has actually improved their race PB, meaning that this is the best time they've ever gotten in a race. So 13:23 was a 20-second improvement for Maille on their last race. So GG to Maille and GG to Chooch. It's a very great race from both of you. Alright, we're just going to give the runners a moment here, and they're going to get ready for the next race. Sorry about the little glitch there with the commentary controls. That was my bad, but fixed it. So, just give us one moment, and we should be getting the next race underway. I would agree, Noctis Vigil. The ending credits theme for this game is easily one of my favorite songs for the ending credits of any game, and probably one of my favorite songs in this Kirby game as well. Kirby's Dream Land's got some good music, but that credits theme is very good. Looks like we should get this race underway in just a moment. Alright, we are underway with race 2. It's an incredibly close race with that last one. Like I said, their PBs are literally like 5 seconds apart, so they're both very good caliber of runners and very close to each other in terms of how well they've been performing recently. And like that last race was incredible, so very likely we get another very close one here. Not unlikely that we see a game 3. Let's see if Poppy's going to give either of our runners a dance. Little Maille getting the dance, unfortunately. That's going to set them back a little bit. Getting those jumps over those Poppy bros that are on the apples or on the bears is very tight. They're very close to Kirby's top jump height, so you need to be nearly pixel perfect jumps to get over them without taking damage. Very impressive to see both runners pulling off multiple of those jumps. Chooch heading into Wispy as Little Maille making their way through the climb here. Very close together, despite that dance. Chooch getting a bad wind cycle as well. Little Maille getting no wind allows them to catch up quite a bit. They are almost tied up now. Little Maille getting the double wind cycle here, though, unfortunately, is going to set them back a little bit. Reduce that gain they were making there. They are so close to being tied up. They're essentially neck and neck right now. Both going to Castle Lololo. They're about a second and a half apart right now. Any small blunder from either of them could either change the lead or strengthen it. Both going into the Lolo mini fight. Chooch getting pretty good RNG there, getting 2 there on the top 2 rows, which is the best. You want to get them on the top row if possible, just because it's shorter distance for them to run out. Both runners getting pretty much perfect movement through this section on their way up to Lolo and Lala. Little Maille taking a little bit of damage there, but that's okay. Chooch going for the double hit, just barely missing it. Going for another one there, but also just barely missing it. Almost got that one. Maille did not get the setup for the double hits as well. Alright, Maille coming out there slightly on top. Alright, both runners heading into Floaty Islands here. One of the toughest tracks, as we've discussed. This level's just got a lot more advanced platforming than the other levels. There's a lot more damage boosts you can do in this level that save just little bits of time. They are neck and neck right now. Both getting a little swag bounce there. To be honest, I have no idea how Chooch is managing to type in chat. I haven't seen a delay in their run, so they're picking perfect times to type out chat, which is kind of blowing my mind. They are still neck and neck going into the Kabula fight. Both runners getting very good movement through that entire section. Alright, looks like both runners are opting to play pretty close. They both got 3 health, which is a decent amount to work with. Little Maille backing up just a little bit in order to try to avoid some of the hits. Both making out of there with very good time. It looks like Little Maille is about 2 seconds behind Chooch, so this is an incredibly close race. See if we... Yep, Little Maille's going for that interesting setup with that Starfy jump. Very interesting. I haven't seen anyone do that, but it seems to work very well for them, and that is a very quick way to go through that room. You want to try to jump through the middle of them if you can manage it. It's just kind of a tight jump. Looks like they are just about tied up now. They are basically mirroring each other at this point. Little Maille getting slightly faster movement through that room with a damage boost. Little Maille's got a slight lead now. Ooh, just barely avoiding those enemies, jumping right through the middle. Chooch taking a little safe through this room, not a bad idea. It's a very easy room to lose a lot of health in. Both heading out of the Cracko Jr. fight. Chooch getting the glitch again, throwing Kirby Sprite into the background. Both runners heading through this curry room. You get a lot of slowdown in this room, but it can help to pause. Ooh, Chooch almost falling off the bottom of the screen. It's very easy to fall through and just die there. That was incredibly close. Good recovery, though. It does give Maille a little bit of an advantage, though, given their lead, just a slight boost. But as we always say, Cracko is really the gatekeeper here. Whoever they want to come out in first after this one is really, that's what's going to happen. They get to decide. Little Maille getting about average RNG here. Chooch seems to be about the same, maybe a little slow. Yeah, it's getting a little slow for Maille now. They had about 3 attacks there, it's a little, or 4 attacks before a Waddle Doo. It's a little slow, but not bad. Not making them lose their lead, so. So Chooch is just heading out of Cracko as well. They're both going into Mount DDD. see if Maille is going to get any good patterns from Lolo and Lala here. So they did get the pattern for double hits, but they decided not to go for it. Probably because you don't get health refills after the refights. So they're probably just trying to conserve their health. Chooch got good patterns for the double hits. Didn't end up getting it, unfortunately. Might get it with this one here. Oh, that was really unfortunate. I've never seen that happen before, but basically they ended up hitting one box with the other box, basically by just going right over top of Lolo. Which I've never actually seen that happen. That was super unfortunate, but they're still making it out of there with pretty good time. That does give Little Maille a slightly longer lead now. Maille getting a decent amount of win there, unfortunately. Ooh, going for that fast apple grab. You can grab the apples quickly if you let them fall almost directly on your head, but it's also really easy to get damaged by the apple and lose time because you have to go a whole cycle. Alright, Little Maille heading out of Wispy. Chooch got one more cycle left. Little Maille heading into Kaboola now. Getting the swag jump again. Alright, Maille heading in pretty close here in the beginning and then backing off once the shots start going off. They're trying to conserve their health. Chooch deciding to play really risky, just going right up close, even though they had 3 at the start of the fight and now they're down to 2 health. Definitely probably helped them save some time. But they only have 2 health to play with now, so they're going to need to be very careful unless they're going to take an intentional death. Alright, Maille heading into Cracko 2, same as Chooch. See if Cracko's going to be nice to either of our runners. Alright, Little Maille getting out of there pretty quickly. They got very good RNG through that section. Chooch's got 2 hits left, so they're going to be waiting for those Waddle Doos. Maille is already in D. Taking a little bit of damage, unfortunately, but they should be alright with 3 left. Chooch now heading into D as well. They've only got 2 health. It would not be crazy if we saw either of the runners take a death here. It's very easy to get stuck in a corner on these D fights. You'll notice the runners are going to try to stay very, very close to DDD in order to keep them from running too far. They will basically stop their attack animation wherever you were standing when they started it. Little Maille's only got 1 hit left. And there it is. That is game for Little Maille. We are going to be going into game 3. See some game 3 hype in the chat. It's probably going to be a very close race yet again. Chooch only got 2 hits left on DDD. Alright, and here comes that final star. Alright, great race from both runners. GG's. Little Maille finished with an official SRL time of 13:03. Again, improving their race PB by another 22 seconds. That is total over the last 2 games, a 40-second race PB for Little Maille. So GG to Little Maille. You are killing it today. Chooch finishing with an official SRL time of 12:51. Just exactly 10 seconds behind. So a very, very close race. Alright, just give us a few moments and we will be getting set up for race 3. We're having some small technical difficulties, but we should have race 3 underway in just a few moments.
I just got the invitation that said I'm welcome to come on for a post-race interview. And Mally's kind of gone.
I think there might be a glitch on SR or on the speedrun live side, but we should be getting set up in a moment. Little Maille had some technical difficulties, but they should be getting back on in just a moment.
Right. Okay.
Sorry for the downtime. We should be up and running. I think there might be a glitch on SR or on the speedrun live side, but we should be getting set up in a moment. Little Maille had some technical difficulties, but they should be getting back on in just a moment. Alright, looks like we got the technical difficulties sorted out. We should have the race going here in just a few moments. Thank you for being patient and waiting with us. Appreciate it. Alright, race 3 is underway. Both players getting pretty much perfect movement so far through greens. Their screens are practically mirrored. Little Maille getting another dance. They are getting terrible luck from the Poppy Bros during this race, unfortunately. They've gotten a lot of dance. Got both racers going into Wispy now. Little Maille not getting any wind there. That's pretty good RNG. See if they're going to get into a wind cycle here in the middle. Yep, getting a little bit of wind there in the middle. Looks like we have about a 9-second lead for Chooch right now as they go into Castle Lololo. Chooch getting mediocre RNG there. Getting the bottom 3 in a row. Little Maille getting barely better RNG, barely saves any time. Both runners getting very clean movement. Chooch going for the double hits, just barely missing them. Chooch going for more double hits, as well as Little Maille. They both missed them, unfortunately. Chooch had set up for a good couple hits, a couple double hits there. They got the last one. Definitely helped strengthen their lead a little bit. Little Maille, unfortunately, did not get any of those double hits. Chooch going into floaty islands here. Again, really focusing on the lag management and precise platformings in this section. One of the only levels, really the only level that doesn't really have any RNG. It's really all about your execution. Chooch getting a little stuck under that overhang there. Very easy to get caught into those. Chooch heading through the cave. Chooch opting to take the curry on the boat here. Definitely slightly safer, especially given that they've got 2 health. Not a bad move. Little Maille opting to go curryless in order to save those precious seconds. Both runners heading into Kabula now. Very close race so far. Little Maille definitely still has time to... Chooch opting to play pretty close here. Backing up a little bit at the end there when they got down to 1 health, but they definitely were being pretty risky, but it paid off. They ended up saving a good time there. Alright. Little Maille heading out of the Kabula fight as well. Getting a pretty good time. Both heading into bubbly clouds here. Chooch damage boosting there through those Starfies. Little Maille setting up for their wild Starfie jump. Chooch going for a little bit of lag management in that room, getting rid of one of those wall dudes. Getting very good movement through this room. Managing to avoid all those flying enemies. Little Maille also getting very good movement, very precise. Chooch heading out of the Cracko Jr. fight now. Chooch getting the glitch 3 games in a row. And again, that is a frame perfect trick, so very precise. Fun little swag strat to see there from Chooch. Not exactly sure what's going on with Little Mai's stream right now. Hopefully we'll have that fixed in just a moment. Chooch is making their way through this curry room here. It looks like Little Mai is still connected, but just having some issues with their stream right now. Hopefully we should have that fixed in a moment, but it looks like their run is still going, so they have not dropped the race. Chooch is getting okay RNG here from Cracko. Chooch only has 1 hit left on DDD here. It looks like Little Mai might have actually gotten out of that Cracko fight before Chooch did. It's hard to tell because as you can see, we got about 1 to 2 FPS right now. But it looks like Little Mai is in the lead now. Oh, and we got the stream back. Oh, and only for a second. I spoke way too soon there. All right, Chooch is also making their way into this Lala fight. All right, looks like Little Mai's stream is back up for a second again, but then dropping back out. Might be a little choppy for the rest of this race, but that's all right. We can still see what's going on, and that's what's important. Chooch going for those double hits and getting them. Going for the other more double hits, and Chooch makes it out of Castle, or the Lala refight on top there. Just barely making up that time. Chooch getting a little bit of wind there. If the timer is correct, Little Mai is still ahead, but I am not 100% sure if the timer and their stream are synced up. We will see at the end with the official SRL time. That will give us a definite answer on who is going to win this race. So don't you worry, we will know who won. Chooch heading into Kabula. Opted to play up close, taking it pretty risky. Looks like Little Mai might have been playing a mid game, kind of hard to tell. But it looks like they were hanging far back in order to save that health. Both runners going into Cracko now. Cracko not being too nice so far. That was pretty good RNG from Cracko. Got a couple water dues pretty quickly there. Alright, Chooch is heading out of Cracko, getting pretty decent RNG through that section. Heading into D2D. Pretty decent RNG here at the beginning. Getting a couple hits in a row. Appears to be a very close race right now. It's hard to tell with Little Mai's stream, but it looks like it is probably very close. Chooch getting a couple hits there in a row there, definitely helping them with their lead. Oh no, Little Mai taking the death. Looks like that is probably going to cost them the game unless we see a death from Chooch. Chooch only got one hit left. Alright, and Chooch has finished with an official SRL time of 12:47. Not a bad time at all. They are going to be continuing on in the tournament. Chooch and Little Mai both played incredible games here. Unfortunately, it looks like Little Mai, this is going to be their last match for the tournament. GG's to both of them. If Little Mai had gotten some better D2D RNG here, who's to say what would have happened? Both of these runners were incredible. They both had great runs. So, definitely exciting to see. Little Mai almost done with D2D here. Only got 3 hits left. Looks like Little Mai is just about finished here with D2D. And there he got an official SRL time of 13:24. Looks like we're going to be able to get both of the runners in here to do some interviews, or hopefully both of the runners. At least Chooch is about to be in here. So hold on just one moment. We'll get them in here for some count.
Hey, Earl.
Hey, Chooch. How's it going? GG.
GG. And GG to Little as well. Good races.
Yeah, that was incredibly close. All 3 of those races, it really came practically down to DDD, where it was like, well, this could be anyone's game. So it was very, very fun to watch. Both of you did a great job.
All right. Yeah, no, that was I didn't see, obviously I didn't see the races on the screen, but from the SRL times, everything was really close. Yeah, I kind of want to watch those again if I can on the VOD. But yeah, is there anything that you noticed in those races?
I would say my biggest oh no moment was probably when you just barely missed the opportunity for the 3 cycle on that Lolo and Lala fight. That was probably the only like major thing that I saw where I was like, man, that would have like totally made a difference. But
Yeah.
but besides that, like that was pretty wild. You still ended up getting, I think, like 1 or 2 of the double hits, but yeah, no, it was a really close race. You guys both performed very well. You got the glitch all 3 games in a row, which was fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, I only casually started doing that this tournament.
Oh, nice.
I think if you just like, it's especially easy on emulator because you just tap like your key left once and you'll be in perfect position to do it. But that's just what I thought. It offers no tactical advantage in playing the game, but it's just fun to see for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool. It's fun little swag strat to see, and it's like one of the only like real glitches in the whole run if you get it, which is kind of funny that it doesn't really do anything. But definitely looks cool, and it's fun. It was really wild to see 3 games in a row, so that was cool for sure.
You're welcome for that. I just like to do that in races. It's fun.
Yeah, indeed. Did you have anything notable that you were excited about or upset about from your?
Well, during the second race, you might not have noticed, but I accidentally swallowed a wispy apple because
Yeah.
okay, I totally forgot about the glitch where if you press down maybe a few frames within exhaling, you do like a swallow animation and shoot the star, then it's actually faster than just shooting the star.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was science from like a year ago in this game. I don't really keep up with it that much. But that is one thing that I know, and I was like, oh, haha, let me just do this little swag strat. And then I messed it up and accidentally swallowed before I spit it. So that messed me up.
Oh no. Yeah, that's always unfortunate because then you gotta wait that extra cycle out and it loses a bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely. But
But
other
hey,
than
that's
I
a
was
fun
I was
strat
happy
though.
with my play for most of the other races. I was hitting consistent marks with the time. I just have to not let my nerves get to me, and I have to learn like World 3 as if I will. And
Yeah, no, I noticed your timer was like mostly green through the races. Like you were definitely getting good.
yeah, and when my timer was red, it was just because of something that happened like Cracko.
Right, exactly, which can't really do much about in this kind of setting.
But I was lucky that DDD wasn't awful to me, and I'm pretty sure that he kind of carried me to the wins here. But
Yeah, Little Maya honestly got terrible DDD game 2 and game 3. It was like insanely close. Like you guys were both on DDD at the same time. It came down to even like almost down to the last hit on one of the races.
wow,
And so it was super close. But with games 2 and 3, Maille just got terrible DDD RNG, and on that last game they took a death like right at the end.
ugh,
So it was super close, but besides that, you guys got pretty even RNG. Like the Crackos, you guys both got like pretty similar in most of the spots. And then same with like the double hits, you guys both ended up getting a number of double hits throughout on Lolo and Lala. So it was definitely fun to see you guys both getting decent RNG and getting very good execution. There was a number of times where your screens were essentially the same, like to the frame. Like you're both jumping at exactly the same time.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch this. Yeah, I can only think of out of the 6 Crackos that I fought in that race, I was only upset with the RNG from one of them, and it was in this last race. But other than that, I was pretty happy with what happened.
Yeah, good stuff. How long have you been running this game?
Well, I ran it maybe 3 years ago when the guest, who's now a retired runner, best known for his Meta Nightmare stuff, he kind of just decided to race me in this. And other than the 2015 strats, I haven't really kept up with that since. But in the middle of those 3 years, I kind of just took a gap from this game because it was RNG hell.
Right, same.
And now that Manip has come out, we will see what happens with that.
Yeah, the manipulation is pretty crazy. I'm interested to see where this game is going to go now. And it was really interesting to see it be like found and released like in the middle of this tournament. So it's like a few of the runners know it, but most of them don't. So you get to see kind of a mix of both. You get to see the RNG strats and then also the manip strats, which is kind of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what people can do, and I'm interested in seeing if we can use this manip to get a better task time in this game.
Yeah, I imagine that the task for this game is going to be a lot more fun to do now, and because instead of just having to re-record 1,000 times to get good RNG, you can just manip your way to perfect RNG in one task. So that'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have much else to say. I'd like to thank Toddman for starting this whole tournament, and I'd like to shout outs to the Degens, all the Nightmare and Flagship runners, all those guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good luck to the tournament for those of you still in MK Cocoon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and as you said, thanks to Toddman for sure. The great Toddman set this whole tournament up and brought us all together to do this, which was super fun. Very glad to have all of us together to do this. It's a lot more fun than just competing on a leaderboard. Do you have any closing plugs or any last things you want to say before we close the race?
Follow the runners, follow the commentators. It helps them grow their channels. That's all I have to say. !R and !C in the chat.
Yes,
Other than that,
sure.
I don't really have anything else. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much for having such a fun race for us, and thanks for jumping on to do some interview here at the end.
Very welcome. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I win the next match. Hopefully I'm in this good of a mood next time.
Yeah, we'll GG and look forward to watching or calming your next race.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, I guess that just about wraps it up here. Just a few last closing remarks. So first off, I'm just going to tell you about some of our other Kirby games we got coming up. We got a game going on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. EST. That's going to be the Great Todd Man, the beautiful human who arranged this whole event for us against MMO Hasa. And then we also have 2 games on Friday, one at 8 and one at 9 p.m. EST, and then 2 games on Sunday, one at 9 p.m. and one at 10 p.m. EST. So definitely tune into Speed Gaming for those. And then I guess just thank you so much to everybody. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting this. And thanks to Fiesel for helping us out with our technical difficulties there in the middle and running all the Speed Gaming stuff. Thanks again to Todd for all this. And thanks to you guys for hanging out with us and chatting and watching the race. Yeah, go ahead and follow the runners. If you guys like weird GameCube games like Fairly Odd Parents Shadow Showdown speed runs, you can check out my channel if you want. I do some speed runs on there occasionally, and not super regularly, but could check it out if you feel like it. And then just follow the runners, and don't forget to catch us back here in a few days for more races for the Kirby's DreamLand Cracko Crushing Tournament. I hope you all have a great night. Take it easy.